Well, spring is the perfect time to get organized, and a great place to start is with your investments and retirement savings. Now, I know that seems like a daunting task for many, which is why the Pension Group is ready to help. And President Michael Martinez is joining me once again to get us started. So good to see you again.
Great to be here.
So the Pension Group, let's first start by telling people what you are, what you're all about, and kind of how you help them get started.
Well, we've been specializing in helping people with pensions for years. I've been in practice almost 20 years now, and one of the things we try to do is help people get a kind of plan for retirement. I mean, we get so many people from our radio shows and obviously TV calling in from that standpoint. But what we really try to do is focus in on the retirement. What's the end game? Because as we get closer and closer to retirement, we don't want to be too aggressive in our portfolio. Because people don't have time on their side. If we see a 20–30% drop in the market, people don't want to go from 500,000 down to 300,000 and say, well, now I can't retire.
Right.
But one of the other things we get into, Robin, is we have this investment portfolio organizer, which really helps kind of get people on track, so to speak, for retirement. And it helps, with couples, to have those discussions. What does our retirement look like? What's that picture? For me, it's, looking on a beach, for a lot of people.
And is that how the conversation often starts, with you saying, okay, what do you see your retirement like? And then we kind of go back and see, how do we get you there?
We do, and we go through a process where we really sit down with people to get to know them about their family, their situation. What things have you done? What's the value of your home? Do you still have a mortgage? What about credit cards? Do you pay those off every month, or do you have high balances? And oftentimes we'll tell people, if they have, high credit card balances, a lot of debt, well, maybe we need to pay these off before you retire, from that, specific area. What about wills, trusts? The other thing, and I'll share a story with you, we just recently sat down with a client and we did a review. They were working with another advisor, and the situation was, well, how do you think we're invested? Well, the other advisor didn't know about Brokerage Link, where we can actively manage it, and we looked at how they were invested, and they were extremely aggressive. And I said, well, based off of our questionnaire that you went through, we have about 20 questions we put people through, they were real conservative. And I said, well, obviously the advisor did what they thought would be good for them, not maybe what's best in your situation. So we even go through a risk questionnaire with our clients, and it helps kind of get an idea. In my profession, we've been doing this for about 20 years now. I don't know how other advisors out there can make a recommendation without understanding how you feel about the investments, how you feel about the market, the economy, things along those lines. So, that's really the first meeting that we take people through to get to really know about their situations, what their goals, and again, what their expenses are. We need to understand what their budget is. Again, if we're spending too much, or we have a surplus, well, maybe we can put more of that towards the 401k at work or other investments going forward.
And when we talk about this, last time you were on, you told me, and I think this is really important, it's not about telling people what to do with their money. It's about educating them, about telling them this is why you're going to do this with your money. This is how it's going to benefit you. And that's a lot of what you do when you put together this portfolio for them.
Correct. And there's basically 10 tabs that we go through. We certainly can't cover it all within one meeting. There's second, third, fourth meeting to go through some of the other areas. But typically we focus in on the 401k. Through Brokerage Link, we'll focus in on a pension if they have that. Then we'll start getting into some other areas. What about other investments? Or then another meeting would be on Social Security. When do you want to take it, at 62 versus 66 or 67? So we go through this process, and when people go through this complete process, now they kind of have their plan put together for retirement. That it gives them the confidence of saying, what, I'm ready to retire. But just like my other clients we just met with, the situation is they now understand, the process that we take them through. We're a lot different than most other, wirehouses or other advisors just trying to manage the money. We put together a complete retirement package, for our clients, because that's really what's important. And it's, what it's also important is, what type of income are you going to get during retirement? You need to be able to answer that question, because ultimately, I always call, cash is king, or income is king. When you're looking at retirement, you need to make sure that your investments are sound and, safe and secure. So regardless of what happens to this market, it's not going to affect the necessary income that you need, for your retirement.
All right, that is the most important thing. Everybody wants to know they're going to be taken care of. They're not going to run out of money in their retirement years. So, Mike, I want to thank you. Pension Group website and phone, as always, is up on screen. So call and get started. Thanks again.
Thank you.